Imagine yourself in a crowded room filled with endless chatter, people exchanging pleasantries, discussing trivial matters, laughing at things that barely hold any substance. Now picture someone standing in the corner, seemingly uninterested in the social commotion, lost in thought, absorbed in a world that exists beyond the superficial. Have you ever wondered why highly intelligent individuals often seem detached from social life? Why do they prefer solitude over gatherings, deep contemplation over idle talk? And most importantly, could this be the key to a more meaningful existence? Arthur Schopenhauer, one of the most influential philosophers of the 19th century, was a deep thinker who viewed the world through a unique lens. He believed that most people engage in social interactions not out of genuine connection but out of a desperate attempt to escape boredom. To him, social life was often nothing more than an illusion, a distraction from the deeper realities of human existence. His perspective aligns with the idea that those who are truly intelligent, those who seek knowledge, wisdom, and meaning, naturally feel disconnected from the trivial pursuits of society. But why does this happen? Why do people with high intelligence tend to avoid social circles? To answer this, we need to understand the nature of intelligence itself. Intelligence is not just about IQ scores or the ability to solve complex problems. It is also the capacity to see through illusions, to question the status quo, to reflect deeply on existence. Intelligent individuals crave knowledge and understanding, and they often find that conventional social interactions lack depth, substance, and authenticity. Many fear being alone because they associate it with loneliness, but Schopenhauer saw solitude as a necessity for personal growth. He argued that the ability to be content in one's own company is a sign of a strong and independent mind. When we are alone, we have the freedom to think, to reflect, to engage in meaningful activities without distractions. Intelligent people do not avoid social life because they dislike others. They do so because they value their time, their energy, and their inner world. This idea is further supported by modern psychological research. Studies have shown that highly intelligent individuals tend to have lower social needs and often prefer solitude. They find fulfillment in deep thought, creative pursuits, and intellectual exploration rather than in superficial socializing. While the average person may seek constant stimulation from external sources, an intelligent mind is self-sufficient, drawing satisfaction from within. The most influential thinkers, writers, and scientists in history were often reclusive. Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, and even Schopenhauer himself all valued solitude. Their greatest ideas were not born in noisy gatherings or meaningless conversations but in deep isolation, where their minds were free to explore uncharted territories. Yet society often misunderstands this preference for solitude. We live in a world that glorifies extroversion, where being socially active is seen as a sign of success, and solitude is often mistaken for loneliness or even arrogance. But nothing could be further from the truth. Intelligent individuals do not shun social life out of disdain. They simply prioritize their own intellectual and emotional well-being. If you've ever felt disconnected from social norms, if you've ever questioned why mindless conversations and shallow interactions leave you drained, you are not alone. You are not strange, nor are you antisocial. You are simply someone who sees beyond the surface, someone who values depth over distraction. But there's a paradox here. While solitude is essential for intellectual and personal growth, complete isolation can also lead to stagnation. Schopenhauer himself recognized that while intelligent individuals may prefer solitude, they should not completely reject society. Instead, the key lies in balance, choosing meaningful interactions over obligatory socializing, seeking quality over quantity in relationships, and understanding that true fulfillment comes from within, not from external validation. Schopenhauer argued that the more profound one's intellect, the more burdensome social interaction becomes. One of the key reasons intelligent people distance themselves from social life is their heightened sensitivity to the superficiality of conversations. They see beyond words, beyond mere pleasantries. Most social interactions are governed by unwritten rules, small talk, politeness, social hierarchies that often lack depth. To the intelligent mind, these exchanges feel like an act, a performance where people play roles rather than engage in genuine, meaningful dialogue. This awareness makes it difficult for them to find satisfaction in ordinary social interactions. Much of what drives social behavior is vanity. People often engage with others not to seek truth or wisdom, but to elevate their own status, feed their egos, or avoid solitude. This is why gossip, trivial entertainment, and idle chatter dominate many social gatherings. The intelligent individual, uninterested in such shallow pursuits, often finds these interactions draining rather than fulfilling. But there is another, more profound reason why intelligent people withdraw from social life: the burden of deep thought. Their minds are constantly analyzing, questioning, and deconstructing reality. While others may be content discussing the latest trends, sports, or gossip, the intelligent mind is occupied with philosophical inquiries, existential dilemmas, or complex ideas. Engaging in social life often feels like an interruption, a distraction from the richness of their internal world. This tendency is further reinforced by a phenomenon known as intellectual loneliness. Intelligent individuals often struggle to find others who share their level of depth in thinking. It's not that they believe themselves superior, but rather that they crave conversations that stimulate their minds, challenge their perspectives, and push them toward greater understanding. When such interactions are rare, they begin to see socializing as futile, preferring the solitude that allows them to engage with the ideas of great thinkers through books, art, and contemplation. Highly intelligent people experience lower levels of happiness in highly social environments. A study published in the British Journal of Psychology found that individuals with high intelligence tend to be less satisfied with life when they engage in frequent social interactions. This is because their happiness is not derived from social bonding but from intellectual exploration and personal achievement. However, this does not mean that intelligent people should completely reject social life. Schopenhauer himself recognized the necessity of some degree of social interaction, but he warned against overindulgence. He believed that while solitude was the path to true wisdom, occasional social interaction could serve as a means of gaining knowledge about human nature. However, he advised that one should be extremely selective in choosing their companions, valuing quality over quantity in relationships. The world is built on collective cooperation. From childhood, we are taught that being sociable is a virtue, that success depends on networking, and that solitude is something to be avoided. Social norms encourage people to conform, to be part of a group, to seek approval from others. But intelligent individuals see through this conditioning. They understand that much of what is considered normal social behavior is simply an expectation imposed by society rather than a genuine need. They recognize that true fulfillment does not come from external validation but from internal growth and self-discovery. While solitude nurtures wisdom, wisdom is meant to be shared. Even Schopenhauer, despite his disdain for social life, wrote extensively, leaving behind ideas that continue to shape modern philosophy. This tells us something important. Intelligent individuals do not need to reject society completely. Rather, they must redefine how they interact with it. Instead of seeking mindless social engagement, they should use their intelligence to contribute meaningfully. The key is not to conform to shallow social expectations but to engage with society on their own terms, in ways that align with their values and intellectual pursuits. True intelligence is not about rejecting the world. It is about seeing it clearly, engaging with it on one's own terms, and never becoming a prisoner of its expectations.